Hi, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Paul, and we had our home renovated by DYM. We were looking for a great team to help us build our home while we were working with HGTV on a television show. And while looking for a great contracting team, we were recommended to DYM and ended up going with them.
We've been in this house for 18 years and we were really looking to make an upgrade. And our number one priority with this remodel was really to have an open floor plan. We wanted people to be able to open the front door and see all the way through to the back of the house. And we also wanted to put in a pool. So when you open the front door, you would see our entire house all the way out to the backyard to the lovely pool. The design phase was very involved with both DYM. We engaged HGTV as well. We hired an architect, and we really were leveraging the experience of DYM as well as some of the designers from HGTV to develop a floor plan that made sense, understanding there might be beams that needed to be coming out, there are walls that needed to be coming down, and walls that needed to be going up because we were looking to actually add a primary bathroom in our primary suite.
Well, if anyone's ever been through any type of construction or design in a home, you know that it takes a lot of decision making, and that is one based on solid foundational design like architecture and getting things right so that your home doesn't come falling down. But the other part of that is how it looks and feels when it's done. And a lot of those decisions were made collaboratively. We actually met with the HGTV designers and with DYM to help them give us the information we needed to make sure that everything we wanted was, one, doable, that it was something we can actually build and enjoy the way we wanted to. So they helped us make all the right decisions in terms of all the things we wanted to do that we were considering.
And one thing I remember specifically in one of the first meetings with Jade is she said, "I will never give you a piece of advice on what to do unless it was something I would do in my own home." And I thought that was a really powerful moment for us because we knew that when she was giving us ideas and talking us through some of those ideas, that she was focused on what she would do in her own home, and that meant a lot to us. We actually made the decision to save some money that we could put towards the project by actually living here for the first few months of the project, which ran about 6 months. We lived here for the first 3. Every morning, those guys arrived promptly at 7 a.m. with a knock at the door or a phone call letting us know that they were here. They were always very respectful of the fact that they knew we were living in a small part of the house with a little bathroom and a refrigerator, and they were really great about doing whatever they could to make that an easy process for us. I'm not sure there's many ways that you can actually do that because they need to use their hammer and their nails and their saws and their electrical equipment, but we always appreciated the fact that they were very conscious of that.
Anytime you're tearing down walls and creating a mess and seeing the home that you live in, I mean, for the most part, being destroyed to be rebuilt, you have to use your imagination to create patience because it's a very trying time for sure. But what was great about it was just seeing the progress and always being, even in the most frustrating moments where you're like, okay, there's no walls and there's dirt everywhere, being told along the way what the purpose of that timing was, so that it was able to kind of allay any fears and anxieties around it, because not only are you seeing it happen, construction, destruction, but you're also paying for it along the way. And so having a team of people that actually kind of holds your hand through the process, that actually continues to be vocal about what is exactly happening, helps to kind of calm those fears and keep you focused on the right things, which are decisions. The other part of it is the skill. Anyone can build anything, we found out, but it's the skill of the precision of bringing a vision to life, bringing a dream to life, being able to show someone an inspirational photograph and have it become a reality is the true difference between anyone who can build something and someone who can build the home you want to live in the way you want it to be.
I remember at one point early on, we were doing a walkthrough and the place was a shell at that point, and I just was having struggle with what it was going to look like when it was done. And I think it was David who looked at me and said, "Just so you know, it's going to get a lot uglier before it gets prettier." And certainly it got a lot prettier.
when you're going to remodel your home, you're always wondering, like, is it worth it? Is it going to be worth it? Is it going to be worth it? It's always the question in your head, because inevitably, you know, you hear the stories, it's going to take longer, it's going to cost you a lot more, and that's always in the back of your mind. But as things started taking shape, and as we started finishing the project, and as Jade and David were promising us things were going to get completed, and we'd come home every day, you would see yet another part of the project coming to its close, and you would actually start to see the vision coming together. And it's like the final pieces of a puzzle where you get excited about putting them there, and sometimes you're trying to put them there too quickly because you get so excited about it. But then when you put it all together and you stand back, you're kind of in awe of, one, the idea that you put all these pieces together to create something beautiful. So when we did our final walkthrough with DYM and HDTV came in and they shot their final episode, it almost to a certain degree felt like it wasn't our home, but it was, because we had planned on it, we had designed it, and we had dreamed about it, and we had worked really hard on it. And then the final walkthrough with Jade and David was, I think, the moment that we felt like, okay, we've moved back into our home that we have designed and collaborated and worked with them on. And we had a little toast. And during that toast, it was just the idea of not putting a period on a sentence, because we would continue to work with DYM on any other project that we want to do in our home, not anytime soon, no offense. But it was such a great experience to lean back away from and see the perspective on everything that had happened and how great they were in terms of helping us really kind of connect those dots along the way. And you're always looking in those final walkthroughs for, like, what could be the thing that we'd have to, like, fix. And at any moment we looked at the tile work, which was extraordinary, and the ideas that came to decisions that were the right decisions. And we finally settled in, and we did. We took a very big sigh one moment and said, this is our new home. And it really does feel like a new home.
And like any long project, when we stripped this house down to its studs and we put it back together again with the help of DYM, of course, there's going to be a punch list. There's going to be things that need to be taken care of. There's going to be things that go wrong along the way. But what they've always been with us is, number one, they've always been honest. And number two, they were always true to their word. They said they were going to fix something, they were going to fix it. And you know, as we continue to live in this house, Jade has been nothing but responsive when I reached out with questions or concerns. And here we are now, having lived in this house now for a few months, and it's really feeling like a home. And one of the most gratifying moments for us is when friends or family walk through the door and there's just this look of sheer shock on their face about how incredible the house looks, how much we've made it feel like a home, and how much they knew that they were going to have an opportunity to enjoy the pool in the backyard.